On People's Review. My name is GBOLABO from Moscow.
My name is Kenny. Jerusalem, it's great to have you join us once again. We're taking a look at the major stories out of the newspapers this morning. I have with me the Punch newspaper. I'll quickly go through some of the headlines. Banks get 3-month deadline to stop forex-backed loans. It's one of the major ones there. 𝐒𝐿 Fubara feud splits PDP. 60 reps demand chairman's resignation. EFCC probes 50 accounts linked to humanitarian ministry. Sultan declares Wednesday Eid-Fitr. 70,500 security personnel deployed. Obaseki swears in new deputy as assembly sacks Shuaibu. Better Edu. EFCC recovers 30 billion naira, probes 50 bank accounts. So some other stories from the Punch this morning. Binance executives arraigned, remanded in Kuje prison. Gunmen abducts Rivers ex-governorship candidate, killed 2 loyalists. Emefiele returns to EFCC custody, faces 4th arraignment, April 25. Technical glitches hindering 20-hour power supply, discos. And lastly, from the Punch, federal government to engage 10,000 youths, retirees, for tree planting program. Minister.
All right, we move over to the 𝐃𝐈𝐒 right about now. We also have a couple of headlines there on the front page of the 𝐃𝐈𝐒. Tinubu establishes National Health Fellows Program to track performance. Naira appreciates against dollar at official window. Parallel markets desperate to make headlines. Presidency knocks Atiku over comment on Lagos-Calabar Highway projects. We also have this one, Edo Deputy Governor, what happened between Obaseki and Shuaibu, not my business. Sultan declares Wednesday as Eid-el-Fitr. Better Edo probe, EFCC recovers 30 billion naira, says 50 bank accounts under investigation. Customs forex rate for import duties now 1,246 naira per dollar, down by 6% in 8 days. Report NNPC owes $3 billion backlog on petrol payments to fuel traders. And let's see more stories here. It contravenes Procurement Act. Group faults National Assembly over constituency projects. Economic hardship. Federal government begins distribution of 42,000 MT of food items to vulnerable Nigerians. Tinubu arrives Lagos ahead of Eid-el-Fitr celebration. We'll take 2 more. APC chieftain to Nigerians, reduce your appetite for foreign goods to boost Naira. 2024 Hajj, NACON signs airlift agreement with Flynas.
All right, headlines out of the Daily Post now. Ramadan, Sultan of Sokoto formally declares Wednesday Eid-el-Fitr. CBN stops foreign currency-dominated collaterals for Naira loans. Gunmen abduct ex-militant leader Igberi Papa, kill 2 aides. Elsewhere from the Daily Post this morning, Olubadan, Ladoja reportedly agrees to withdraw case against Oyo government. High chiefs. Don't transact in dollars. EFCC warns schools, hotels, others. NSCDC deploys 40,000 personnel nationwide for Eid-el-Fitr. Ramadan, Saudi Arabia declares Wednesday Eid-el-Fitr. Catholic Church kicks against surrogacy. Transgender advocates respect for gay people. Do impeachment, I never envisaged having 2 deputy governors. Obaseki. Group tells Aiyedatiwa to come clean over certificate controversy. And we'll take a couple more. Ondo, Akintariwa, Aiyedatiwa bicker over attacks on supporters, billboards. And lastly, Edo Obaseki told me my appointment divine, deputy governor on mobile.
All right, now to the Vanguard newspaper before going on our first break this morning. We have Okwama, March 14 killers, war military fatigues. That's according to eyewitness. We also have this one, how Shuaibu's quest to stop impeachment led to his hoster. Sultan declares Wednesday Eid-el-Fitr as new moon not sighted. And all the latest news says, oil for cash loan, Nigeria to get $1 billion from Afrexim Bank. Energy crisis, more problems for household orders as cooking gas price skyrockets. And tariff hike, NSC seeks stiff sanctions for defaulting discos. Forex loses hit currency dealers as CBN slashes BDC rates to 1,117 naira 0.5 per dollar. All right, that's 1,117 naira 5 kobo per dollar. Expert giving insight on retirement planning strategies for Nigerians. AI will enhance profitability at insurance sector. That's according to NICOM. We'll take two more. Nigerians' inflation rate to remain high in 2024. That's according to the World Bank. And the last one here, all right, we'll take another one. 86 traders affected in Lagos market fire, and court remands 𝐿 in EFCC custody. That's about it on the Vanguard this morning. All right, we go on our first break right about now, and when we do come back, we'll be taking more on the program this morning. Do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
My people, if you never try us, this is not waiting you the miss. First of all, we be microfinance bank, we get license. Wait, time never reach. Plus, get our POS, where they reliable when you open business account. Yes. You fit open account from anywhere sharp for service where they reliable, secure, convenient, and fast. Now only one bank you need. Guys, oh yeah now. Download the app or look for agent where they near you make you start. Money Point, powering dreams.
It's Ramadan. Come on board. Let's go on a tour to the top restaurants where you can enjoy the best of the season. First stop is Charity Cafe. Here, the currency is sharing, so keep giving. Next stop is Kindness Bistro. Be the kindest you can be. Last but not the least, make a stop by at Forgiveness Drive-Thru and let go of every beef. And at Sahur and Iftar, bring it home with the goodness of great tasting meals with Noor. This Ramadan, don't just eat for good. Share the good and be the good. Noor, eat for good.
Ẹ̀yin fans mi.
It's okay.
Ẹ lọ sórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ní 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ àsáàpù.
It's okay.
mi ò kí ń fẹ́ dá àwọn ọmọ mi mọ̀ tí wọ́n bá dé láti ilé ìwé lójoojúmọ́. ẹ ǹlẹ́ o, ǹjẹ́ mo mọ̀ yín báyìí?
Màámi àwa ni.
Àwọn aṣọ ilé ìwé àti bọ̀sẹ̀ tó dọ̀tí wọ̀nyí mọ́ tónítóní láàárọ̀. Àmọ́ ọ̀gá yín ti wá pàwọ̀dà báyìí. Òkùnkùn yà mí lẹ́nu. Kékeré kọ́ lọ́rọ̀ ilé ìwé. Kọ́mọ sì tó padà wálé pẹ̀lú àyípadà báyìí. Ó ní láti lókun lára. Torí náà ni mo ṣe máa ń rí i dájú pé àwọn ọmọ mi ń jẹ̀gbádùn ìṣaralóore Milo láràárọ̀.
Àwọn ọmọ rẹ nílò okun tó ṣaralóore. Máa fún wọn ní àkọ́tun Milo tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rọ lágbára sí láràárọ̀. Ó ní èròjà aṣaralóore tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìpèsè okun fún wọn láti járamọ́ iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn. Milo, okun ìtẹ̀síwájú.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
It's great to have you back with us. 32 FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter. It's time to delve into the analysis of the headlines on the Break It Down Papers Review this morning. And to do that for us this morning, Mr. Femi Olukunle. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Kenny. Good morning. GBOLABO, good morning. And I greet our listeners. Good morning to you all.
All right, good morning. So much to have you here with us this morning. All right, a number of headline news here, and of course, I'm looking at that of 𝐿, and I'm wondering, as a matter of fact, it appears to not have gotten over what appears to be the sledgehammer coming from the federal government here, and is going to face a fourth arraignment. Now, would we say this is doomsday for 𝐿, or invited all of these troubles for himself?
I think it is a perilous time for him, not doomsday. Perilous time. And he's so what is happening to him now shows that he sowed wind when he was in power, and is reaping wide wind, and that it should be a lesson to everyone that occupies public office, because the day of reckoning will come surely. If it doesn't come on earth, it will come in heaven. Whether you believe there is heaven or not, it will. I personally believe, and even if you don't believe that God exists, you will believe that there is something they call karma. It is a natural law of justice. It will just catch up with all of you that are stealing our money now, all of you that are punishing Nigerians, all of you that are living large at the expense of citizens of this country. There will be a day of reckoning for you. There will be that thing they call karma that will haunt you at the end of the day. Whether you are in office or you are out of office, it will surely happen. People are suffering. I mean, if you look at all these allegations, yes, they are still in the realm of allegation. If you see the allegations against Emefiele, you know that these people lived larger than life when they were in power. For former President Buhari, he was in power, but he was never in charge. If all these things happened under his watch, if somebody, certain story I read, if somebody who was nobody at all before Buhari became the president could have as many as 60 houses, choice houses being taken from him by EFCC, and so many billions of dollars from him, and that person was not even a state actor. It was a non-state actor, but just because he knew, or let me say he knows former President Buhari and could amass such stupendous wealth. All these monies that these people are throwing all over the place are monies that belong to Nigerians, that should ensure comfort for Nigerians, stability for the economy, and making the country to be in the elitist club of nations of the world.
Mr. 𝐶𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐄𝐑, would you not say that this is more or less like a media trial, what we've been having? Because the likes of the EFCC, shouldn't it be more of an intelligence agency? Like if you're in government and you're siphoning money, like Emefiele has been accused of laundering some of these monies and issuing monies that are not expected. You also have that of Beta Edu, which several millions of naira too have been recovered, and about 50 bank accounts now, as a matter of fact, have been fingered in all of these excesses. Why is the EFCC going to wait when these monies have been taken? Like, for instance, what's the essence of undercover? Are we playing to the gallery here?
It is not the job of EFCC to do that. It's the job of the police. EFCC is to run after the thieves who have stolen our money.
But they are police officers in the EFCC.
They have their rule of engagement.
Okay.
They have their rule of engagement. It is the work of the police to do that. And the police, don't forget, the police force is occupied, is populated by human beings. And the human beings in police, they don't have more than 2 eyes. Each of them does not have more than 2 eyes. They don't have 4 eyes. So if people see something and they don't say something, if they don't give the police information, how can they work? So most of us are complacent. We see things, we just say, well, let it go. It is they versus us. So, and when these things happen and they become mountainous as they are now, then it will be the job of police to be investigating, EFCC to be investigating. How many can they investigate? You can imagine how many cases EFCC is handling now. So let's just give it to the current leadership of EFCC, Olukoyede. The man is doing fantastic job. Let us give it to President Tinubu, who has not hindered him from acting. Otherwise, we will not be hearing all these things. I can tell Nigerians that more will be heard later, because they have not even touched so many of the ministers that worked under the last administration. So many of them that behaved as if they were God. They misbehaved in office.
So we have
not heard.
I'm sorry, Mr. 𝐶𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐑, for what you have said. Looking at the humanitarian ministry, for instance, 30 billion naira was laundered and, of course, recovered from what they're saying. Now, would we say they should scrap that particular ministry? Looking at how much more there've been a lot of siphoning, allegations of siphoning, and, of course, recovery going on.
My dear sister, if we are saying that they should scrap that ministry, they will scrap many ministries. Because it is not the ministry that has offended Nigerians. It is the people that are running the ministry. So if you are saying that let's shut down the ministry, we will shut down all the ministries in this
So
country.
have we benefited from the humanitarian
We have not
ministry?
benefited
Anything at all?
We have not benefited.
At least we've seen what works have done. We've seen some roads uncompleted, some
Whether
completed.
it's
But for
true.
humanitarian affairs, have we benefited anything?
As
Even
far-
from the social register.
As far
Who
as
are
I
those
can
who've
see,
benefited? Okay.
Nigerians have not benefited. That ministry has just become a conduit pipe through which Nigerians' money is siphoned into private pockets. But when we estray every ministry, you will see that we have people who are behaving as those in the humanitarian ministry behaved. So all we need to do is just to ensure that we have a safety mechanism through which the monies allocated to ministries are not diverted into private pockets, and we should have an alarm bell that we signal to security agencies that yes, Mr. ABC or Mrs. XYZ is touching the money that should not be touched. Because if we say we must, the ministry was created, humanitarian ministry was created for a purpose. It's only that those handlers, the handlers of the ministry, have not allowed it to do what it is expected to do. And as it is happening there, it's happening in the health ministry, it's happening in the works ministry and every ministry. So it is Nigerians that are there that we should estray and where we should beam a satellite on, and not those ministries.
All right, Mr. Femi, let's have your reaction to the situation with Shuaibu. He's come out to say that he'll fight the legal impeachment that he's faced, and he's made allegations of dictatorship, saying that his impeachment is a dangerous descent into dictatorship and all of that. What's your overall reaction to that? Questions raised about the state of democracy in Nigeria and the extent to which political opposition is tolerated. Your reaction?
Honestly speaking, our own democracy is so strange. If you look at the tenets of democracy, ours is very, very strange. Strange in the sense of not attending to the needs of the citizens. Everything in this democracy, almost everything, is for those who rule, as against those of us they claim to be ruling. And anyone who speaks against those who rough ride us, as offended, they may even claim that he has offended the Almighty God. And that is what has played out in Edo, where Shaibu offended his former principal, because he showed his interest in ruling the state, which was and still remains his fundamental human right, guaranteed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will not know why a governor will say, "You will not succeed me." He has no power to do that. But because our own type of democracy does not respect separation of power, where you have the governors pocketing their houses of assembly, you have the president dictating who becomes the Senate president and who becomes the Speaker of House of Representatives. So our own democracy is very, very funny, and that is what you have seen. Our own democracy will not be able to challenge the governor that, hey, this allegation you brought before us against this man is flimsy, and then we don't have time to entertain this type of pedestrian allegation. But anything the governor says is right, and that is what has played out. Before yesterday, that man was sacked, Nigerians had known that he was going to be sacked. But the unfortunate aspect of it is that the man was in court, or let me say he's still in court. Right. And they refused to obey the court, and they sacked the man. So the man has the right. He still has some rights. He has the right to challenge that ouster. Let him go and slug it out with them in court. It has happened before that a governor was sacked and the court reinstated him. So let's see what is going to happen in the case of Shuaibu.
All right, Mr. Olukule, let's look at the NNPC now. There's been a lot going on within the NNPC over the years that many subsequent government had complained about, or when I say previous government have complained about, and many of them have tried as much as possible to sanitize what appears to be the mainstay of the country's revenue. Now, NNPC who owes $3 billion backlog on petrol payments to fuel traders. That's according to a report here from an international agency, a news agency here. Now, does the NNPC have business to owe what appears to be some of these fuel traders? For instance, we've seen mountain debt coming from critical sectors of the economy like electricity, for instance, and that's why we have this hike in the tariff for electricity in Nigeria. And now we are looking at fuel subsidy removal. Many Nigerians are groaning they can't even pay in order to fuel their tanks for their businesses to work, for their home activities to be done, and even to get water supply, they need power. And now that hike is there, which many Nigerians are dealing with. Now, with this huge debt coming from the NNPC, we do remember that there was a time NNPC did not even remit to the treasury account because they're saying that they don't have enough to actually remit. And now the auditing process was what many people talked about. Does the NNPC have any business owing this much, $3 billion?
Honestly, your guess is as correct as my own guess, that it has no business owing anybody. You see, you pinched me with a question you asked, that NNPC did not remit money into the to the coffers of the government. And I remember that we discussed it in this studio some months ago, where President Tinubu decided to allow Central Bank to sell our crude, and that was the responsibility of NNPC. NNPCL, and President Tinubu took it away from him, gave it to Central Bank. But what baffles me is that primary responsibility of NNPC taken away from it, and NNPC is still staying, and some people are still there, still taking humongous salaries and allowances without anything being done for the country. It is very, very funny. So NNPC has been wealth creator for people in government from time immemorial. All of them, whenever they wanted to do anything, it was NNPC they ran to, and they dipped their fingers into the coffers of NNPC to take as much as they wanted. And there is no transparency, there is no accountability at all. So, honestly speaking, so many people are candidates of jail in that department, in that organization. So many. But who is going to take them to jail? Who is going to query them? Who is going to x-ray them? Now, most unfortunately, the former president was the petroleum minister for 8 solid years, and all this nonsense were perpetrated under his watch. Now, it was under his watch that NNPC was selling according to the stories we gathered. NNPC was selling crude and was not remitting money, and nobody did anything. The minister of petroleum, which was the former president, never did anything. And as we are speaking now, the current president is the minister, is the substantive minister of petroleum. So we want to see what he's going to say to this, or how he's going to react to this. But it seems to have been missing it, because if he took away the primary responsibility of NNPC from it and he gave it to Central Bank, which is selling our crude, and is still keeping those people there, is wasting Nigeria's money, because it is not small money that these people take as salaries and allowances. So they are not useful to us. Let them go to their homes. However, they cannot just go like that. They must be probed, because so many of them have monies of Nigeria within their fingers. And
so, Mr. Lugule, before we even leave this issue, what's the essence of the PIA, the Petroleum Industry Act here? Is it effective in any way so far? I cannot see the job of that law, because it is law. It has been signed into law. I cannot see it. If people will just misbehave in office and in a sensitive place like NNPCL, I think that law is dead. It is dead. And the law should not be dead. The law should be supervised by the Minister of Petroleum, who is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And people must be made to do their work diligently. They must be transparent. They must be accountable to Nigerians. But they seem not to be doing that. So I don't see any reason NNPC should be owing anybody.
I don't see any reason Nigeria should be broke. Except they are telling us that, NNPCL is telling us that, okay, when we got to international markets, nobody patronized our crude. They did not buy it. Maybe they ganged up against Nigeria or for whatever reason. Then we will understand. But that they are selling and they are not remitting the money into our coffers of the government. I mean, I think it is not something that is palatable to hear at all.
Okay, let's have your reaction to this one. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has prohibited the use of foreign currency denominated collaterals for Naira loans by all Nigerian banks. Is one of the major stories this morning. What do you make of this particular move by the CBN? It appears that it's another policy that has been crafted to defend the Naira and the economy.
Well, I think an economist will interpret it better than me. But all I know is that the central bank had perpetrated so many illegalities, so many funny things, especially under the last administration. And this man, Cardoso, is trying to normalize many things. And we are gradually seeing the positive results from the activities of that place. It is so funny that somebody will want to take a loan and will use foreign currencies as a collateral. So that aspect is baffling. It beclouds me. There is a foggy atmosphere over that. But all I know is that is a pointer to the fact that so many ugly things had been done in central bank, which is supposed to be a very revered place, because it is a hub that is holding economy aside from NNPCL and this one that Alake is controlling, Ministry of Solid Minerals or whatever. Those ones are the ones, and the NEPA, I mean power people. So all these ones are the ones holding the economy. So if all these illegalities have been done, had been done in the central bank, and this man is trying to correct them, I think he should do more so that we will have a new lease of life.
Okay, we'll take some commercials. When we come back, we'll be opening the phone lines to take your reactions on the paper's review this morning. Just stay with us.
FM 94.9.
ọ̀gá tíṣà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ nílé ìwé ó ṣe jẹ́ pé nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń kúrò nílé láàárọ̀ wọ́n á mọ́ tónítóní àmọ́ tí wọ́n bá máa fi padà dé báyìí nǹkan ti yàtọ̀.
iṣẹ́ ò dúró ni mà gbogbo akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni àtẹ̀rẹ́ ìdárayá okun inú ló ń jẹ torí náà ìdọ̀tí òògùn aṣọ yíya àti bàtà tó dọ̀tí yẹn wọ́n ń ṣàfihàn pé alára tó jí pépé làwọn ọmọ yín.
ìyẹn mà tún ga o.
àwọn ọmọ rẹ nílò okun tó ṣara lóore máa fún wọn ní àkọ́tún mélòó tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rọ lágbára sí láràárọ̀ ó ní àwọn èròjà aṣara lóore tí ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìpèsè okun fún wọn láti járamọ́ iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn. Milo okun ìtẹ̀síwájú.
Milo. Kò bá jẹ́ 24, 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32FM949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
Guys, if you've not tried us, here's why you're missing out. First, we're a licensed microfinance bank. Shush, it's not time yet. Also, get our reliable POS when you open a business account or a debit card that works with a personal account. Yes, you can instantly open an account from anywhere for reliability, security, convenience, and speed. You only need one bank. Guys, oh yeah now. Download the app or find an agent near you to get started. MoneyPoint, powering dreams.
32 FM 94.9.
All right, it's great to know that you're still there, and of course you're still on to break it down People's Review here on 32 FM 94.9. And it's really about time to open the phone lines and also take your comments on our socials. Do remember we are live on Facebook and also on YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. And of course, 32 FM 949 Fenye with double E's on Facebook. Our numbers to call into the program this morning is 070-55,000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is 𝐃𝐈𝐒 from Malaka Shagoro. Just want to comment on the impeached Deputy Governor of Edo State, 𝐂𝐈𝐒. Nigeria today, the constitution should be repealed. to strengthen our deputy governor. The moment they are not in good book of their principal, they will find one way or the other to remove them. The appointment should be refused. Because Saibu, the impeachment is an attack on democracy and attack on the power of tyranny and dictator in those states. But Saibu said that those who connive to impeach him, history will never forget them. He said, I don't want Saibu and his supporter to please not to cause violence or chaos. They can go to the court to seek redress. Secondly, I want to commend your state governor for visiting the brutalized Usoma personnel. So the agency, both military, they should try to obey the rules and regulations. These are uniform men. They think the law is made for common man. It means everybody should obey the law. Okay. So this matter should be investigated. Or else, this military money, we think they are above the law. Have a nice working day.
All right, thank you so much for that. And again, you can call 080-979-949. We're also live on Facebook. Do remember 32FM 949 Fenya with double E's or 32FM 949 Ibadan.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, do try and call back 0705 5000 949 0829 7000 949. Those are the numbers. We're live on Facebook once again. You can drop your comments for us on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kenny.
Morning,
Hello,
sir.
good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. This is okay. I have reservations about the EFCC because we've all been hearing EFCC, they arrest, they do this, they've been doing this and that. So I think I still have my reservations. I would prefer Nigerians, let's watch. If I had to rule, we shouldn't give pass mark to this very 1 year. Because we all knew what Elo Farida and their lives, and at the end of the day, we all knew what came out of it. So I will have a reservation on what to say about this. He's not yet there. Let's look at 2 years, then we see if we really give him kudos. And on Edo, much as I want to be a bit calm on it, I think what happened to Shuaibu shouldn't have, irrespective of what he actually has his fundamental right. So I think since he's gone to court and he's still in court, I think the courts should come in and let's know what will come out of it. That's for good morning. This is okay.
All right, thank you. 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
I'm John Uzon. Thank you, that you're looking lady. Well, let me just tell you that at the end of the day, the impeachment of Shaibu may likely be declared illegal if you check from the history. You see, the impeachment of this young man should not surprise any further political events in this country. He's not the only deputy to be impeached. Others who were illegally impeached went to court, and at the end of the day, the court declared the impeachment as illegal and mandated the state government to pay them their dues as of right. The intention of this impeachment is just to ease him out of the government house to reduce his influence. That is just about it. And I can name so many deputy governors who went through the same process. But at the end of the day, it was declared legal. Let me thank the governor for the action he has taken yesterday, because the officials of the state government were actually assaulted. And the action he has taken, he has visited the 𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐒 at the secretariat. But the 𝐔 of the immigration should equally signal immediately to the 𝐔 at headquarters so that those officers who assaulted those people are brought to justice for serious assault. Thank you, I'm John Uzon.
0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949.
We are also live on Facebook. Do remember that is 32FM 949 Ibadan, and of course Fenya platform as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is John Olaruwaju calling from Ado. On the issue of EFCC, I think they collected the huge amount of money from the former minister, 𝐃𝐈𝐒. But after the collection of the money, what is the next thing? Is he not going to be prosecuted? If EFCC will just leave him like that, just to negotiate and collect the money, and she will just go like that. So what the legacy are we leaving behind? So definitely, I will tell you others too to just looting the money, and they will just do the bargain, and they will just leave it. So if only that they collected the money from her and did not do anything, did not prosecute her, to me, EFCC has not done anything. So that's for me. And for Shaif, well, that is not, it's not the first time you have been seeing it from many states in the country. And if the law does not change, it's going to continue like that, and we are going to be experiencing more and more of it. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we're still live on Facebook, and we take some comments here on Facebook. Okedron Babatunde says, good day, GFC. King Kenny, an analyst in the studio. It's unfortunate that people are greedy, amassing wealth at the expense of Nigerians. People should take things easy because we came with nothing, and it's certain we shall leave with nothing. All right, let's also take another comment. Raji Afiz Abidemi says, good morning, GBOLABO Kenny, an analyst in the studio. On the issue of banks get 3 months deadline to stop forex back loans, honestly, I've come to understand that there are lots of irregularities that makes dollar to be rising, and for sure, it has nothing to do with lack of exporting. God bless Nigeria. We also have Raji Afiz Abiola Raja says, good morning, Kenny and GBOLABO. About the uncovered Beta Edo siphoned Nigeria money by EFCC is a welcome development and commendable on the part of Nigeria Anti-Graft Commission. All those involved in this act must not go free, but brought to book so as to serve as a deterrent to others.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My name is Linda Mary, calling from Apata. On the immigration officers that street naked those two ultimate officers yesterday, I want to applaud the action of the state governor for what he did yesterday. It was not proactive enough, and I want the governor to be decisively to those hiring officers who street naked those two ultimate. It's not so good for what they have done. I want them to be penalized for what they have done. And on the issue of Shuaibu that was doing this yesterday, it's a pity that PDP is tearing their home apart. It's a pity that they are tearing their home apart. And what's the name of the governor now? Obaseki should watch it. He has done this to Shuaibu's deputy, and let's see what will happen before him in his political career. Because what he has done, of course, we pay for it dearly sometime someday. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 0705 5949 0809 7949.
Yes, so Lukule, do you want to react to some of these issues, especially the visit by Makinde to the OITMA officials?
You see, so there is a particular man who always engages me every time that you seem to like the military. I don't hate military. I'm not saying I like them. I don't hate them, but honestly, I know that they are people that must respect themselves. When they respect themselves, people will respect them. Right. But if because you are one thing they must know is that the uniform they are wearing, the pips that are on their shoulders belong to Nigerians. And Nigerians pay your salaries. You cannot be rude to Nigerians. You cannot insult them. You cannot beat them. You cannot do anything to them, anything ugly to them. So I don't know the kind of training that some of them have. It's not all of them that are like that. That you will strip government officials naked. That means what they did to those men, they did it to the governor of the state. And I like the action that the governor has taken. And those ones found culpable must be very, very well punished, because there is a law in your state, and they cannot just urinate over the law of your state. The insult they heaped on those people, they heaped it on the governor. And kudos to governor for what he did.
Hello, good morning. Hello, please turn down the volume on your radio.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello?
Good morning, sir. We can hear you. Just go ahead. What's your name?
I'm Joseph from Challenge.
All right, go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You can go ahead.
Okay. I just want to comment about the what we're discussing this morning about the government. The federal government is trying to make things okay. It's easy to destroy. If you want to put down cocoa house, you can do it in a day, or you cannot build it in a year. So let's commend their effort. And about Chaibu, there is always law of karma. I pity him. This is the same people who accuse Oshimole of godfatherism. See what is happening in Edo now. And everybody then support the governor, the present governor of Edo, to make sure he regain that post. But see, the same man who was complaining, and all of us pity him, see what is happening. So all politicians are the same. Thank you.
Thank you. And Kenny, before we go, please, I need to say that because somebody said that EFCC has not prosecuted Edo. EFCC cannot just rush to court if it has not gotten all the necessary evidence against him. Against her rather. Right. Otherwise, that case will be thrown out. Courts are not Father Christmas. So let us be patient and see the outcome of everything.
All right, we have to go, but we have this one for Miriam Yetundi on Facebook, and it says, "Good morning. Nigeria is a country where corruption has eaten deep into our system, but it baffles the heart that we only hear of the performance of the EFCC only on pages of newspaper." We have to leave the studios this morning, and I'm afraid that's the much we can take for the Break It On Papers review. My name is GBOLABO. If you must call.
My name is Kenny Duritilu. The Smart Kid Show is up next.